Hi. Um, there's been a lot of questions coming in about the Applied Art of Acting 3-month full-time course, which I run from September to November each year. And when these questions come in, I often write something on Facebook just in case other people are wondering about those questions and wondering what those answers are. But I was just compressing some videos for my students and sending them on, some showreel clips, and I thought I'd just make a video, which is probably easier and different. So some of the questions anyway. Okay, so it's the Applied Art of Acting 3-month full-time course. Now, it's 9:30 to 5 every day, Monday to Friday, that is, for 3 months, from the beginning of September to the end of November. So it's 12 weeks on the nose. Now, I don't interfere at all with your evenings and your weekends. There's no extra rehearsal in those times. Well, there hasn't been anyway for the past 6 years that we've done the course. So you can have a part-time job rather outside of the course. A lot of actors prefer not to because it is so intensive and immersive, and you do use a lot of energy, but you can, okay? So yeah, that's the first thing, the time, right? Now, another question that's an interesting one that comes up sometimes is, how is it that I can do what I do in 3 months, whereas it takes another school 2 or 3 years to do the same thing? Now, the answer to that question is that we're not doing the same thing, right? So a 2 or 3 year course, I did a full-time 3-year course myself when I was a teenager, and you learn a whole lot of different techniques, or you're introduced to many different kind of techniques. Well, I was anyway. And I can't speak for any particular school, as I don't know what they do in their full-time courses. I'm sure they're very different. But what the 3-month full-time course with the Applied Art of Acting is it's one technique. One technique taught very intensively and immersively, okay? So it'd be the same as going to New York and studying Meisner or Adler for 3 months, and that's it, Now, of course, the technique that I've developed stands on the shoulders of giants. So obviously we will, you'll notice the stepping off points of Stanislavski, the stepping off points from Meisner, the stepping off points from Etienne Decroux and Jacques Lecoq's work, and many others that come up through the course. But the work that you're learning is very cutting edge. It's right on the cusp of the newest technical training and technical developments that are going on around the world, really, because I love to continue to be in dialogue with people from around the world, other teachers, So yeah, that's what you learn. Now, I'm not going to go into detail here about that technique. It's actually very difficult to talk about it. There is a description of it on my website, on davidscott.ie. You can have a bit of a read of it on there. But it's something that you really have to feel. It's so transformative. It's hard to describe. You can go onto the website as well and see some of the students talking about it, and they do a better job actually at talking about it than I do. But it is very immersive and intensive, and it is a transformative course. You change as a person as well, as much as you change as an actor in this course. Okay, so next question. The fee is €2,000, which I know is a lot of money. It's a lot of money to me, and I'm sure it's a lot of money to you. That I'm happy to say that most actors who have come out of the course have told me that they would have paid much more for what they get. So what you do get is this intensive training for 3 months. You get your headshots done by a professional headshot photographer. You work on 2 scenes and a monologue throughout the 3 months, and those 3 are filmed for you by a professional filmmaker, so that you have some good, solid showreel clips to at the end of the course to go into the business. So I try to give everybody a bit of a leg up into the business with that too. There is a public showcase with all industry invited in the last week of the course, and I like to bring in people from the business as well, as much as is humanly possible, depending on their availability. So I've had many casting directors and directors from the Gate and the Abbey, professional actors, filmmakers, all people I know personally in the business, who are influential and who I think are interesting, have come in, and they're happy to do so, to come in and talk to the students as well. Now, that's not networking as such. I don't really believe in networking per se. I've never been particularly good at it myself. But what it is, it's to get their perspectives, because my perspective is not the only perspective, and it's important for me to make sure that, you know, people who are in the business, professionals who have been in the business as long as I have, if not much longer, you know, can come in and talk to you and let you know what you're in for, you know, what's expected of you in the business. So yeah, there's that too. At the end of the course, everybody knows who you are in the business, in terms of casting agents and casting directors. I cannot guarantee that you will work and that you'll become a working professional actor for the rest of your given days. But I certainly give you every opportunity to do that. I give you training which will make you into a great actor, and I'm proud and I have no compunction about saying that every actor that's come through this course has come out a very, very fine actor. That's my job, obviously. And also that you've got a little bit of a leg up into the business when you do, so that you know, people know who you are and you can start your process of trying to get yourself professional work. I can't promise that you will succeed. Nobody can. And if they do, run, you know. But we make every effort, you know. And there's ongoing support afterwards as well, from me in particular. So they're the main questions that have been asked at the moment, okay? So you can just look it all up on davidscott.ie. Oh, the other question that has been asked, obviously, is what's the audition and application process? Very simple. All you need is one monologue from any stage play, okay? I prefer stage rather than film, just for the audition. And it's a chat with me, it's an interview with me, and you show me your monologue. And it's very informal and very relaxed. I want as little pressure on you as possible, okay? There's no point in me trying to, you know, negotiate with an actor who's dying of nerves. Don't worry about nerves, just forget all that stuff and just come in and have a chat with me. That's all it is. We'll have a cup of tea if necessary and just run the monologue once or twice, okay? You don't need to have any particular previous training or experience, although it's handy to have, and if you do, I would like to know what you've done before, but you don't have to have. You don't have to be the best actor in the world. I don't really believe in this process of, you know, auditioning hundreds and hundreds of actors, picking the very best ones, and then, you know, claiming that you taught them everything they know. You know, that doesn't make sense to me as a training either. You know, and I don't think anybody who knows what they're doing does that. You know, we're looking for people who have the potential to respond to this technique and to become a wonderful actor, which is what, you know, the business is looking for. And in particular with my course, a wonderful artist, because to me, acting is an art form. You learn theatre and film acting in this course, and that's important as well. It comes from my own personal belief that, well, I guess if I was forced to kind of choose my top 10 favourite actors, the majority of them are theatre actors. Who have obviously been very successful in film and won Academy Awards or whatever, but they're, you know, the Cate Blanchetts and Toni Collette's and Philip Seymour Hoffman's and Daniel Day-Lewis's of this world, you know, Kevin Spacey. They value their theatre, and you can see that their theatre training fuels, you know, their film work through the vocal and physical work that they do with their characterizations to create these wonderful, full, brilliant characterizations that we enjoy so much. So that's what it is. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate. My phone number, my email address are all on the website, davidscott.ie. You can find me on Facebook. I have no problem with that. I have 3,500 friends on Facebook who are just people who have just jumped on to keep up to date with what I'm doing as a teacher in Ireland. And there's the Applied Art of Acting page on Facebook as well. You can find that if you have trouble finding me. So yeah, just make contact, ask any question you like, we'll have a chat, and hopefully I'll get some good, strong applications. Now there's been some good, strong applicants already. Some of the places are already gone. There's only 16 places because you know, the work has to be diagnostic and forensic, you know, at this level. So I can't take more than 16 really. So, you know, as soon as you can, but no pressure either. Make sure your monologue is right and you're happy with it. And come on in and show me your interpretation of some kind of monologue that you found from a play, and we'll chat from there. So thanks for listening, and any questions, just ask. Thanks guys. Enjoy the sunshine.